everyone and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk about the longest books on my TBR. I have seen videos like this going around and I always really enjoy watching them. I don't know what it is, I just love to watch people talk about very big books and I love very big books. So I thought, why not do a video like this myself? I have a pretty extensive TBR and I have some really big books on them. So yeah, let's just get started with this video and then I'm going to show you the longest books on my TBR at the moment. So the first thing I have on this list is a series and it is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. So this is of course a very popular fantasy series. I don't know exactly what it is about, but I believe it's about a world with a dark ruler and a system of magic that is based on different sorts of metals. I can't really tell you anything else about the plot, but I can tell you that these three books are absolutely massive. It is a very intimidating series and that is one of the reasons that I have not read it yet. But still, it sounds so interesting and it's so popular, so I really should pick it up sometime. But anyway, let me just take these books out of the box and take a look at how many pages long they are. So we have the first book, which is The Final Empire, and by the way, these covers are also amazing. I absolutely love them. And this book has 643 pages. And then we have the second book, which is The Well of Ascension, and this one is already bigger than the first one and it has 781 pages. And then here I have The Hero of Ages, which is the last one in the trilogy, and this one has 748 pages. So the second one is the longest, and well, in any case it's just a massive series in total, and that's is amazing because I love long series, I love long books and really getting immersed into worlds. But as I said, it's also quite intimidating. So yeah, I really should pick it up sometime and not be too afraid of these massive books. And then the next book on my TBR list is Lady of Hay by Barbara Erskine. I got this book at my latest London trip and it is about a journalist named Jo Clifford. And through hypnosis, Jo experiences the story of a girl named Matilda who lived during the reign of King John in England. So it is a historical fiction novel and it is about the stories of these two women and how they somehow connect. So that sounds of course very interesting, but again, this book is absolutely massive. It's like gigantic. So Lady of Hay consists of 761 pages. So again, very big, very long. This is also a book that I know absolutely nothing about. I thought it would be fun to just pick a book from my bookstore in London in this case and just see what I think about it without like having seen lots of booktube reviews about it. So I really don't know what to expect with this book. I know that it has a 30th anniversary edition because that is what this book is. So it has been around for 30 years, so it must be at least enjoyable. And it sounds just like a very interesting story and I love historical fiction, as you all know. Still, I am not as much intimidated as I am with the Mistborn series because Lady of Hay sounds like it's just a little bit easier to get through. I mean, I could be wrong for all I know. But yeah, I am very excited to read this very big book and hopefully I can do that somewhere in the upcoming months. And then the next book on my TBR is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Trilogy of Four by Douglas Adams. So maybe this is a little bit of cheating because officially this is not one book. This is actually a bind-up of the first 4 books in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. But still, because it's in one bind-up and it's technically like one book physically, I'm still going to count it on this list. So The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a series that is very popular and it is about this guy named Arthur Dent. And he somehow gets involved in some space adventures. I don't know how, I still have to read it of course. From what I've heard, it's a very fun, very light-hearted, very entertaining series. This bind-up is big, but the 4 separate books aren't that long. I believe it's quite an easy series. And I just love series like that. I love fun and light-hearted series. They are the perfect way to balance with heavy fantasy series like Mistborn. So let me just take a look how big this book is. So this bind-up consists of 763 pages. Again, a very long book. If you count it as one book, I mean. With this book, I'm actually not that intimidated at all because, as I said, it is supposed to be a very fun and a very easy series. Also, I don't necessarily have to read this entire book at once. I can just read 1 book or 2 books and then put it down for a little while. But I do love owning big books like this and I think it's a very beautiful bind-up and I just love the fun illustrations on the cover and how it shines and how it really reflects this fun space atmosphere. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to reading this. Maybe I will read all the books at once. I don't know. It obviously depends on how much I'm enjoying them. But it sounds very fun and I'm very excited to start this again, hopefully sometime soon. The next big book on my TBR is part of a series and it is Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. This is the 4th book in the Outlander series. It is of course a very popular series. Outlander is about a woman named Claire who goes to Scotland and then she touches these mysterious stones and somehow she's transported back 200 years ago into Scotland, and there she meets this handsome warrior named Jamie Fraser, and that is where the adventure starts off. And I believe this is a very long series. I believe there are 8 books out now. This is the 4th book. I've read the first 3 books and those were all really massive as well, but I think Drums of Autumn is the biggest one I have so far. It is of course a mass market paperback, but let me see how many pages this has. So this edition has 1070 pages and that's like a lot. That is really a lot of pages. But as I said, it is a mass market paperback, so of course it's always going to be a little bit bigger. Still, the pages are really thin and it's a very long story, I'm not gonna lie. It also took me a while to read the first 3 books. So this is probably going to take me a while as well. But I know that I love the Outlander books. I very much enjoy them. I think the first one is my favorite. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish this series. In any case, I want to read the 4th book. That's mostly because this series is so long and the adventure just goes on and on and on. And there's not really an end point at this point in the series. So I'm not in any rush to finish the series. But I do want to continue and I do want to read Drums of Autumn since I already own it. So yeah, don't know when I'm going to read this. And once I will read it, it will take me a while to finish it, but in any case, yeah, I know I will like it, I know I will love it, but for the time being this is still one of the biggest books on my TBR. And then lastly for this video I have another series, and that is of course the Kingkiller Chronicles series by Patrick Rothfuss. At the moment this series consists of 2 books, The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear, and both these books are absolutely massive. So I am currently reading The Name of the Wind. I'm about halfway through right now and it took me a solid week of only reading this book and like reading a lot. This series is about a man named Quote, and he's a very interesting and special man. He basically tells his life story and has led a very interesting life. He started out with a troupe as a actor, singer and musician, and then he goes to a mysterious university to learn magic and stuff, and basically he's very intelligent and he can do a lot of things. This book is absolutely amazing. I'm loving it so much. I cannot wait to continue reading it. But yeah, as I said, it is also a very massive series and it takes a lot of time to read. So the first book, The Name of the Wind, is about 661 pages long, which is not that long compared to some of the other books on this list. But I do want to say that the font is very small and it's still, as I said, it takes a lot of time to get through this book, but it's definitely worth it. But then we have the second book, which is The Wise Man's Fear, and this one is a lot bigger and it also like feels a lot heavier. The Wise Man's Fear is 993 pages long, so almost 1000 pages. Again, with a very small font, and it's just so massive, this book. I mean, in this case, I'm definitely not complaining. I'm happy that there's so much story for me to still read. I know this series has a 3rd book that still hasn't been published yet, and that everyone has been waiting for it for like 6 years, and everyone is desperate and want to know how this is going to continue. And that is why I'm probably going to keep The Wise Man's Fear on my TBR for a little while longer after I finish The Name of the Wind, because I want to save some of this amazing story to make the wait for the 3rd book a little bit more bearable. It is so massive. I know that once I will read it, this will take me a very long time as well. But as I said, I'm very happy about that, and I just love this series so much, and I can definitely recommend it even though I've only read half of the first book. But please go and read it. I really think you won't regret it. So yeah, this was it for my longest books on my TBR. Some of these books are a little bit intimidating, as I said, but some of these books really are not, and I'm actually very excited about all of them. I'm very happy that I still have so much to read and it all sounds amazing. Yeah. So this was it for this video. If you like this video, please go subscribe or give it a thumbs up, because I would really appreciate that. If you have a very long book on your TBR, please let me know, and maybe you have some recommendations for me. And then hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!